Okay, so this video is going to be 3 different videos. We're going to do this guy, and then these two. So we're going to start with just this guy for today. So with that being said, quotient of powers, it's basically just a fancy way of saying subtract exponents. And notice that if you have the same base A on the top and on the bottom, right? All you're doing is taking those exponents and take the top exponent minus the bottom exponent. That's all it is. I don't really use this very much. If you want to, please do. But really, I ask myself 2 different questions. I ask myself these 2 very easy questions, okay? I say, who has more, top or bottom base, and how many more? And that gives you the exponent. So with that being said, let's start with G. We have G to the third, and then we have G to the first on the bottom. Remember, there's an exponent. Let me write it in black. There's an exponent of 1 with this G. Now, who's got more, top or bottom? The top does, so I'm going to keep that G base on top. And then how many more? From 3 to 1 is a 2. All right, and again, this is the top of my fraction. Then we got H. All right, who's got more? H to the second or H to the fifth? H to the fifth has more, so I'm going to put that on the top of my fraction. It's got 3 more, so that's my exponent, and everything's only on top, so we're done. Remember, you don't want to write a 1 underneath. All right, that makes you look silly. Okay, so you don't need that. Okay, if you do the subtracting method, you'll get the same thing, right? 3 minus 1 is 2. 5 minus 2 is 3. So it works out. All right, here we go. Let's look at a few together. So again, I'm going to ask myself the same 2 questions. All right, so who's got more, top or bottom? How many more? That's your exponent. So looking at this, we have 5 to the 5th over 5 to the 2nd. 5 to the 5th has more, so my base is going to be on top. Okay. It's got 3 more, so my exponent's 3. And since it's the top of a fraction, you don't need to write anything else. And then I use my calculator. 5 to the 3rd is 125. Okay, so remember, you want to do those. And in case you forgot, we type 5 root 3, and we get our 125. And in case you forgot, we type 5 root 3, and we get that exponent of 125. Okay, zoom back in. Okay, here we go. We have x to the 5th, y to the 3rd, x to the 5th, y to the 2nd. So let's start with the x's. All right, who's got more, top or bottom? Neither. So in this case, when they're the exact same amount, they cancel out. Now let's look at y to the 3rd over y to the 2nd. Who's got more, top or bottom? The top has more, and it has 1 more, okay? Now, this would not be your answer because it kind of looks silly. You just want to write y as your answer, okay? I mean, it's not wrong, but you just look like a goofball. All right, let's look at this one. We have bases of m. So which m has more? The m on top does, and it has 2 more, so that's my final answer. There's nothing on the bottom, right? It's back. It's just like when we were canceling stuff out, right? I'm bringing back something from earlier, from this old unit, right? If it cancels, if there's nothing left out of the bottom, then you only have that top number left, versus like if everything cancels out on the top, you have to leave a 1 there at minimum. Okay, it's the same thing. All right, here we go. Sorry, we'll zoom back in. Okay, last one I'm gonna do with you. We have -2 y to the 7th, 14 y to the 9th. Now I gotta be careful. I wanna see if my -2 to the 7th simplifies. So let's give that a go. So I'm going to hit alpha and the button next to it to make a fraction, negative 2 over 14. All right, this simplifies to negative 1/7. Okay, so let me just write that in here. That's what we did. This is negative 1 over 7. All right, now let me deal with my y's. Looking at my y's, y to the 7th on top, y to the 9th on the bottom. The bottom has more, so that's where my y is going to go. And it's got 2 more, so it's going to have a power of 2. And that's my final answer. Okay? You know what? I'll do one more with you. Let's look at this. So we got p's. Let's start with our p's here. Whoop. Now this p up top has technically a 1 with it. So who's got more, top or bottom? The bottom has more, and it has 1 more. Then let's look at our n's. We have n to the 4th over n, so that n's got a 1. The top n has more, so that's where my n base is going to go, and it's got 3 more. Now right now this looks kind of silly because nobody really writes this. It's silly looking. So we just write it, rewrite it, so that it doesn't look silly. It's not wrong, but it makes you look like a not math nerd, and you're all math nerds. All right, try this one on your own and see how you do. All right, in this one, right, we have x to the 3rd and x. There's only one x down here, so x on top has more by 2. We have y squared and y 4th. Y on the bottom has more y's, and it's got 2 more y's. This one, the a on the bottom has more, and it has 4 more. And if there's nothing on top, you still got to put a 1 there. You can't just leave it blank, okay? You only do that if there's nothing left on the bottom like these first two. Last one here that we're going to do for today. Give it a go. See how you do. All right, in this one, the r to the 7th, r to the 3rd, r on top has 4 more. N to the 7th, n to the 3rd, the n on top has 4 more. And then the t squared are the same, so we can cancel those out, right? If they're exactly the same, gone. On the top and the bottom, though. It has to be on the top and the bottom. Okay, so once again, you want to ask yourself these 2 questions. It's much easier and less work than doing some subtraction math, like how the technical rules go here, right? Let me put some quotes. So, have a good day. Make good choices.